Okay, what's up, dope people of YouTube? So today I'm gonna talk about racism and all the crazy racist shit that we think and say and do, and I'm gonna throw out a whole bunch of questions out there and a whole bunch of observations and craziness, and I'm gonna say a bunch of bad words. I'm gonna say racist shit. It is what it is. I expect you guys to be adults. This is adult well, I don't expect you guys to be adults, but this is an adult conversation. And I think I'm gonna talk more about certain people than other people. And I think that just the demographic I grew up in, and it is what it is. If I grew up in New York, I might talk about Italians. But I've only known one Italian my whole life, and she was one of the most awesome people I've ever met. So I can't judge a group of people based on just a friend I had, you know? So I'm gonna first off ask the question. So it's no secret I grew up in a violent environment. There's a lot of confrontation with a lot of different people, you know? So the question I have for you is, if me and you, or any person, you meaning anybody, right, of any race, if me and you were having a physical altercation for whatever the damn reason was, my perspective is, you know what, whatever, I didn't like something, so I'm gonna put hands on you, which means I want to try and hurt you, right? And the person I am, I'm not only gonna try and hurt you physically, but I'm gonna try and hurt you or break you mentally. So when I do beat your ass, I'm gonna say some racist shit to you, regardless of what you are. You can be from the same place I am. I'm still gonna say some racist shit to you. You know, if you're Mexican, I'm gonna say fuck Mexicans. If you're Korean, I'm gonna say fuck Koreans. If you're black, I'm gonna say fuck niggers. And if you're whatever the fuck, if you're Chinese food motherfucker, whatever fuck comes to mind. Fuck your sister, fuck your mom, fuck your dog, the goldfish, and fuck everybody you know, man. Fuck where you from, where you at, where you're going, your homies, your dead homies, your little homies. I don't give a fuck. Fuck everybody, you know? I'm gonna try and get in your head and fuck you up mentally. So after I beat your ass and you go think about it, you're gonna be like, damn, that dude was cruel. That said, is that racist? Even though, and this is the catch to that situation, right? Me in my private life, I don't really talk derogatory about a group of people. It's just not me. I grew up amongst a whole bunch of group of people, and there's goods and bads in everybody. Every group of people has good and bad apples, man. And you can't judge everybody based on you know, just you remember, man, like, you're always judged, no matter what it is. You're always judged by the best and the worst of that kind of people. You could be a football player, man. All football players are gonna be judged by the best and the worst of football players. No one cares about the average. The average person is just living their life, just live and let me be and whatnot. So in my private life, I fully understand that, man. Like, I don't talk derogatory about people. I have friends from all walks of life, all different places, all whatever, you know? So because of that, I have all these fucking questions, right? And I've asked some of these questions to people. I don't give a fuck, you know? They know where I'm coming from, so nothing's coming from a bad place. So the people that know me, they'll answer anything I ask, because there's a way, you know. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? Now, I want to make a few distinctions here so that we're all on the same page. Now, there's a big difference between race, ethnicity, culture, and even individuality, right? So race is like it's physical attributes, color of your skin, shape of your face, like, you know, certain people from a certain place look a certain way. That's race. Ethnicity is what country or what flag did you come from, and what's the mainstream culture that comes with it. Culture, on the other hand, there's millions of cultures out there. There's a skateboarding culture. In every race, there's subcultures. There's a racing culture. There's a fucking snowboarding culture. There's a racist culture. There's a fucking white power culture. There's a black power culture. There's a brown pride culture. There's every extremes and everything in betweens, you know, cultures. And we all subscribe to 1, 2, 5, 10 different cultures at the same time, you know, depending on what your interests are. So that's more of a subjective thing. It varies from generation to generation, from wage culture to wage culture, meaning wage class to wage class. Everything changes, you know. The rich don't talk, act, and move like the poor, and the middle class doesn't act like either or. So, that said, you're gonna hear some clicking in the back because there's clicking in the back today. Now, I have a bunch of questions for you different races out there and ethnicities, okay? I'm gonna start off with everybody's favorite group of people to hate against, the Jewish people of the world, okay? And I'm gonna say some negative shit about you guys too, so it's not gonna be all roses and shit, you know? Now, I fully understand that for some weird reason, anytime anybody falls and hits their head, gets a flat tire, gets fired from work, it's you guys' fault. It's always Jewish people's fault for some weird reason. It's like, you guys, you know, they rule the world, right? You know? It's like, bro, have you met Jewish people? They're like me and you. 90% of them are just normal, everyday people. Yeah. So that being said, I have a few questions. First question is, does your religion make you a racist? Let me elaborate, because that's a confusing question. Your religion has evolved. It is an old religion, so obviously it's evolved. And obviously there's different levels to it, right? As they say. You guys have a word called Gentiles. For those who don't know, Gentile is in my opinion, a derogatory word. It means non-Jews. You are not a Jew. Okay? You are, the history to that word is that, well, Gentiles are worth less in terms of every single way, shape, and form than Jews. And Some people are gonna say, you anti-Semitic fuck, right? And to you people saying anti-Semitic fuck, I have a question for you now, okay? When I talk about black people, which I'll get to next after this, because they're the next interesting group of people in America that are discriminated against. To you people saying you anti-Semitic fuck, why anti-Semitic? Are you a Semite? Huh? Why am I not just racist? Every other group of people, if I said the fucking Hindus, fucking Buddhists with their we believe in not killing anything, everything is fucking Buddhists, right? They'll say you're racist, but for Jewish people it's anti-Semite, anti-Semitic. So are you guys Semites? And if you are a Semite, what am I? Am I a Gentile? Am I less than? So is your religion teaching you to think of yourself higher than everyone else? I know that you guys believe you're the chosen people, right? So if you're the chosen people, everyone else is not the chosen people, right? So that answer those questions. These are genuine questions. These aren't just me being like slick or being a smart. These are genuine questions. And why do people think that you guys run the world? You know, I don't necessarily believe that. I don't subscribe to that way of thinking. The world is too complex. One group of people would have a very fucking difficult time running it. And and one more thing. So I said I was gonna say some fucked up shit about you guys. Now on the west side, I have met people from Israel, right? And they never say like they're Jewish. They say they're Israeli, right? Now, last I checked, I believe Israel was run by what's the word? What is the name of the party that runs Israel? Fuck. It's on the tip of my tongue, man. Let me light a cigarette and think about this shit. Holy fuck, man. Zionism. There we go. You slow motherfucker. You go back to the fucking short school buses waiting for you with the name tag. Don't forget it to put it around your neck and shit, right? So, and I forgot it again. That's how fast my fucking ADHD kicks in. So, Zionism, there we go. So when you Google Zionism, there's a lot of negative shit about Zionism, and it doesn't seem like any of it is written by Jewish people. So, is Zionism and are Zionists racist by politics and beliefs? I'm curious to know, because I do know that Zionism was created roughly around the same time communism was created and Nazism was created. Okay, I do know that. So that's a pretty interesting time to create something, you know. So yeah, now for the part I attack you guys. Okay, you sick fucks, you. Yes, you Jewish people of the world, of mainly Israel. Okay, you sick fucks, you what's the word? I find it really weird that you guys, yes, I'm saying you guys, referring to you people, and you'll know which people I mean right now, okay? You guys are real quick to point out to the world the atrocities and the sick shit that has happened to your people by other people, right? The atrocities, the lives lost, the sickness of it all, right? All the sick shit. A friend told me, was it yesterday or the day before? She said, damn, Sutra, you grew up in a monstrous environment as a little kid, man. And it was fucking crazy. And I'm sorry, but because you saw monstrous shit and were a part of monstrous shit, you became a monster. And so did you guys. Because what the fuck are you guys doing to the Palestinians, bro? And before you jump at the screen and curse me out, because I can't hear you, you can comment at me. Last I checked, Israel was run by Jews. Jews had the army, the government, the courts, the police, the everything that holds any worth or power. And you guys are genociding these Palestinians. And to me, that's like me walking into a classroom, kicking the first kid in the head, slapping the next one, throwing the other one across the room. If another man saw that and had any, like half a nut, had any decency, he would say, you sick fuck, what are you doing to these kids? Right? Don't you know you're a man, you're bigger, you're stronger? Yeah, we know you could, that doesn't mean you should, right? So, I think I am done with, but there is one more thing actually, no. So I've run into lots of Jews in my life that, like, they said that they were white without me asking, okay? But as the conversation goes on, they say, oh, well, I'm Jewish. Why is that the case? And Ukrainians do the same thing. I'm Russian. And as time goes on, they're like, well, why call me Russian? I'm Ukrainian. Well, you called yourself Russian. Sometimes I call yourself. You speak fucking Russian. It sounds like Russian. You look like Russian. I'm sorry if it offends you, but I know there's big difference to different countries. I know the history, but you know, you're the one that said Ukrainian. I didn't. I didn't. You did. Okay. So, and then, by the way, so in LA, so there's like hardcore Jews, man, like Ashkenazi Jews. I think I'm saying it right, or slaughtering the word. They walk around with like the hats and the four corners and you know, the nine, you know, like Muslims walk around like different too, right? Where like the religion of the person is blatantly obvious. In my opinion, that excludes me. When I see that, I see a group of people that have an understanding, and I am not in that group of people, and I am not wanted. I feel like that's an exclusionary thing. I think it's a wonderful thing to keep your heritage, your language, your food, teachings, all this stuff, but the things that, I don't know if you guys are aware, but at least it makes me feel excluded, because I don't have anything against Jews. Even though I'm asking all these questions and saying, you sick fucks are the sick fucks fucking slaughtering Palestinians. You know? I'm not talking to you everyday guy that just fucking is on fucking YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the dude fucking systematically making people's lives horrible, man. Black people. The N-word, hip-hop culture, of which I don't think is black culture. Hip-hop culture is something else. And and some people might disagree with me. I don't think it's black culture, because I understand that there is a whole bunch of people on the background that made a lot of that shit possible. I listen to gangster rap. A lot of companies owned and sponsored by Sony and all these other sub companies and whatnot. And damn, what are these two cops doing? Yeah, let's just chat at the red light, because we're dope. Yeah, I hope nothing happened, and I hope I don't fit the description. So no, apparently I don't fit the description. Yeah, so I know that there's a whole bunch of people in the background from different ethnicities and different walks of life that sponsored shit, that made videos, that wrote, that helped produce, that helped sponsor the people, helped fucking dress the people, helped do all kinds of fucking everything and anything. So fucking hip-hop culture is not black culture. And the individuals, the hip-hop artists that say, no, this is a black thing, you know, and they're trying to take it away from us. No one's trying to take it away from you. It's in the history. Don't bring Africa Bambaataa up, that fucking pedophile up. You know, damn, he fucked shit up. You know? after he became a pedophile, man. Yeah, hip hop history just went down the drain, dude. No wonder why he was called fucking Bambaataa. He was like Bam fucking bumming all kinds of bottoms and shit. Fucking yeah, so it's usually hip-hop artists that are like, yeah, that's a black thing. That's what all the interviews I've ever watched, that's what it seems to point to, you know? That's the hip-hop artist saying it. It's not black people, like, it's just fucking music when we listen to it, you know? Because that's the type of music we like. Now, N-word is used in the music all the time, and there's a whole bunch of white people and different ethnicities that listen to the music. What do you guys think about people that sing along and say the N-word, and it's not a derogatory thing, and they don't have hate in their heart for you, for your people, and but it's part of the music, and slowly this newer generation, the N-word, man, they're all throwing it around there, you know? They're all saying, my nigga this, my nigga that, and blah, blah, blah. I'm that nigga, I'm the real one, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I've known people, I've had friends that I've had the discussion with. And I'm like, bro, you're not black. Why do you talk like that? Bro, this is the way I talk, man. This is the way I talk. And I'm like, bro, this isn't the way you talk. You have black friends. When your black friends come by and we're kicking it, that's not how you talk. So you're limiting your words. When your friend comes, when your friend leaves, you're comfortable enough to fucking say these things. Like, what? I find it fucking weird. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit. I use different words. That's not the word I use, man. I wouldn't, you know. I find that shit weird. I had a black friend. I still have a black friend. since high school. Awesome girl, man. She grew up in the heart of South Central, like Vermont and 60 something. You know, I'm not gonna say exactly where, but Vermont and 60 something. And that's not a walk in the park neighborhood, you know. She grew up there, literally, like since kid, grew up there, lives there till today. Never involved herself into the street in any way, shape, or form. I used to go pick her up from over there, and I'd be like, God damn, man, like it's rough out here at nighttime, man. Like, you know, and it's just like, well, fucking, I don't go outside. I don't fucking know. Like, all right. So this girl, I've never heard her use the N-word, even amongst other black friends that she's had, even though they use the word and speak, my nigga this and my nigga that, but she has never used that word in a positive or negative way, ever. So the point I'm getting to is there's different cultures, right? Subcultures. And she falls in a different culture, black culture, than her other friends that were using those words, of which we all went to high school, and so I know these people well, and I know their backgrounds well, and I was in touch with them for a long time. But she stayed consistent, and I'm friends with her till today. The other people, it's like after high school, you know, people drift apart. It is what it is. I had friends from all kinds of walks of life because I was just a street dude. I was a street kid. And the crazy shit that happened to me growing up is just people don't understand, like, the police culture and how fucking crazy that shit is and how deep it is. Any type of scenario you can think of getting profiled. I've seen, I've been in it, I've experienced it. Anything and everything you can imagine. You know, ripping the back seats out of my car, breaking things, manhandling you, you know, putting you on the floor in nice clothes, you know, like just tickets for no reason, just to search your car for shit. Just the first time I had an encounter with the police, I was like 6.5. Dude, you got the sound on, but you got no lights on. By the way, police officers are also very important, awesome people, because without them, this whole thing would fall apart. All right, but there is some bad apples in there, and there are some great apples in there. And first responders, including the police officers, have saved my life before, so I can't hate on you guys too much, but I am gonna say that you guys did make my youth a very fucking difficult time. You guys made my youth more difficult than gangbangers did while I grew up, while being in the heart of the fucking hood, okay, and in different hoods. You guys were the bullies in my generation. So my first encounter with the police, so I'm like 6.5, my best friend is like 7.5, right? And I'm trying to talk a little faster and make this time a little fucking shorter. So police cruiser pulls up, we're on bicycles. Hey, you guys, come here. You know, they thought it was driver, passenger, police officer. As soon as we approach the vehicle, this dude like pulls up a Polaroid and goes like real quick, and out comes the Polaroid and shit. What does this dude do? He starts asking us a few questions. You live here? What ethnicity? What do you guys do? Who do you guys kick it with? Blah blah. Just simple fucking questions and shit you would ask. But this guy was taking notes on the bottom of the Polaroid, and as he's taking notes, I noticed he put that picture in like a binder. It was like a 4-inch binder, man, filled with a whole bunch of Polaroids, and that's the passenger that did that. And to the left side of his foot, he had 2 more binders. He had 2 more binders. Sorry, man, I shouldn't have turned around and came back up this fucking street, because that cop was like looking at me. He had 2 more binders to the left side of his foot. You're talking about hundreds of kids. So he put us in gang files as potentials, as associates and shit. So that's the 90s gang files. And they fucking threw us into I'm like 6.5. What you doing? Does it? You sick fuck. I'm a kid, man. Don't take my picture, first of all. Second of all, like, don't fucking worry about what the fuck I'm doing at 6.5, bro. Even though I was doing a lot, but still, fucking, you know, I'm a kid, bro. Like that's fucked up. And man, I have police story after story after story. You guys can't imagine what kind of fucking shit I've gone through with these dudes. And so there's a big police culture, you know, and they are very strict about their culture. They fucking, you know, they keep their mud inside, you know. They keep their dirt to themselves, and they clean up their own trash. So the people that they look at everyone else as an outsider, you know. If you're not a police officer or police officer family, then you are, I don't know, but you guys are supposed to be out there serving to protect, man, you know. But some of you are out there like, damn, goddamn, man, I wish there was just a fucking police chase. Why can't there be a fucking shooting somewhere and some dude just fucking, like, why do people always run away with shitty cars, man? Why don't you guys fucking get a Porsche or something, dude? Like, I want to be on a police chase, you know. I want to shoot my gun. I want to run, tackle, manhandle, pig tie, and throw you in the trunk, talk some shit, you know. And then you got those kinds of police officers, and then you have the kind that's like, fuck, I'm out here trying to fucking make the world a better place, and these people, they don't see it. They don't like, they're afraid of me because of the fucking sword and shield I wield, you know. I got distracted. I was going to talk about black people, and so all this fucking, so we had the George Floyd situation, we had the rioters, and that young kid that killed 2 people, 2 of the rioters and shit. I think George Floyd situation was a situation where George Floyd put himself out on Front Street with the fucking stupid shit he was doing, of which is absolutely no excuse for a police officer to handcuff and then basically put his knee on someone until they die. That's fucked up. There is no excuse for that. But George Floyd could have avoided that shit. And it's fucked up that I have to say those 2 things. But that's the reality, and reality is not so black and white, right? And I grew up in LA, so I remember the LA riots, the Rodney King shit. People fucking with shotguns on their roofs, protecting their businesses and all kinds of crazy shit, right? And I also remember the city rioting when the Lakers won. I don't know how those two things go together, but fucking we did it anyway, set a few police cars on fire, you know? So yeah, I understand people sometimes just want to fuck things up. I get it. I fully get it. And that kid that killed those two people, man, I say a kid because he's like 16, 17. I was super mature at 16, 17 for my age. But now that I'm in my mid-30s, now and only now do I realize that I was a kid. But all the fucking shit I've seen, all the lessons learned and stuff like that in my life, all the way until 30, I didn't feel like 30 something. I didn't feel that I was a kid at 16. I was super mature. I was 16 dating a fucking 28-year-old fucking stripper and shit, you know? Like, yeah. So, like, I was really mature. All my friends, majority were from outside of school. They were older than me, and they were and the things I was doing I was doing the stuff that people in their mid-20s were doing, and like street people were doing, you know? So I witnessed a lot and saw a lot, and yeah, it was different. So that dude was a kid, and in all honesty, he was defending himself. And I say, in all honesty, I think he's defending himself, because if it was me, I would have laid out that entire fucking block. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you look like. You're moving, I'm laying you out. That's it, bro. If you're some fucking crowd of people yelling things at me, chasing me, and I'm strapped, and you see I'm strapped, and you still don't get the fucking point. Once you see the strap, conversation is over. There's nothing to be fucking said. Nothing to be fucking said. Not a single word. Once that strap is out, you better tread like your life depends on it, because it does. And if I was in his case, I would have fucking gone ham, man. I'm telling you, I would have laid out both sides of the fucking street. I don't give a fuck. Yellow tape the whole motherfucker, you know? Fucking clip after clip until fucking this whole bitch is empty, you know? I don't give a fuck. Like, that's what happens when you get aggressive with people. People sometimes get aggressive back. And if you get aggressive with people that have a gun on them, well, sometimes you get shot. And I'm surprised only 2 people died, honestly. Because, yeah, good thing I wasn't in that situation. I would have never put myself in that situation. I wouldn't have been stupid enough to go with a whole bunch of people and go riot. And I wouldn't be stupid enough to go out there and he said he's out there helping people that are hurt. I don't give a fuck who's hurt. I'm not going out there, dude. Like, why would I put myself on Front Street? I'm good. I'm gonna stay home, watch some YouTube, fucking watch some porno, eat some food, hang out, just chill, you know? Do what normal people do. Whatever it is, just not that. You don't need to do that. Just putting yourself out there to go to jail or some shit to happen to you. So, I wouldn't put myself out there, but if I was put in that situation, I'm laying everybody out. I'm gonna fuck it. It is what it is. You know? Better to be carried by 6. I'm like fucking what's it called? My favorite president, George Bush. You know? I got the fucking thing backwards and shit. Better to get judged by 12 than carried by 6, right? Better be caught with it than without it, right? The rule of the game is survival, kid. If you didn't know, I'm fucking tell you. The name of the game is fucking survival. Jail doesn't make you a man. That gun doesn't make you a man. Waving that shit around, doing wild shit with that doesn't make you a man. You know? None of that does. And some of you people out there are gonna learn the hard way. And yeah, we're gonna learn the hard way. I guess everyone has a road to take. Hindus. Let me talk about Hindus. I love going to 7-Eleven. And before you say that's some racist shit, well, yeah, the Hindus at 7-Eleven are some hardworking ass people. They're always fucking there. Always there, man. But I don't see any Hindus other than in 7-Eleven. So that's my source of perception on you guys. But you guys rock this bracelet. It's like I don't know what it is. It was explained to me. It's like a promissory bracelet or a reminder or something. Is it something like a yarmulke, like Jewish people wear? Oh, Jewish people and fucking first Hindus answer that. 'Cause that whole shit, dude. You could go to the right side and not the left side because I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll turn the phone off and fuck you up. Yeah. Do you guys what is the bracelet about? Yeah. And Jewish people, what's up with circumcising people, man? Cutting shit off of babies, man. You know? That's a little weird. Muslims, you guys do it too. And weirdo white people. Stinky winky, man. Teach them fucking soap, shampoo, and all that shit, you know? Why would you guys like cut foreskin off of you know, a healthy baby boy? Like healthy baby boy, like 10 fingers, 10 toes, extra skin, chop it. Like fuck, dude. You guys celebrate it. It's interesting. Boy becoming a man, like getting his shit cut. Oof. That kid had no say in it whatsoever. No say in it at all. That's fucked up. That's fucked up on another level, man. You know? Yeah, I really think that's some fucked up shit. So, Koreans. You guys are a group of people, man, that, for the most part, you guys are very, you present yourself very eloquently. And, you guys have a lot of, when I was growing up, man, I don't know why I was running into problems with Koreans when I was living in East Hollywood, dude. Like, and it was always giant groups of people. It's like 20 of you guys. And you guys mean like my age at the time, which was like 15, 16, 17, and it was always like negative and fights and all this shit. I actually lived in K-Town at one point too for like 8 years. Towards the end of high school, I went from East Hollywood to K-Town, which is essentially the beginning of South Central. That's actually Rampart Metro. That's like where the Rodney King shit happened. And I'm gonna tell you guys, East Hollywood was way fucking wilder than those parts of South Central. And you're talking about like 20s, 30s hood. You had MS, 18th Street, Rockwood Street. The building I lived in separated 18th Street and Rockwood Street. Every night they would like just pop, 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 pop. You know, every night. But East Hollywood was fucking crazy, dude. It was just, I don't know what it was, but so Korean people, man, you guys stick with your own kind, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Except the question I have now for you is, does that teach you to exclude other people and to think less than of other people and stuff like that? Like, where's that line of having each other's back and holding each other down? Where's the line to it being going from healthy to being unhealthy in terms of like, you know, it's good to be proud of who you are. It's good to be proud of where you're from and your culture and your food and your people. But it's not good to think you're better than everyone else, right? I'm not saying any of you people are like that, to the group of people, but the question has to be asked when you carry yourself a certain way, when you dress a certain way, like, you kind of get profiled. That's it. There's a reason why we have certain words. Judging, right? You're judging me, you're profiling me. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm human. That's why we have those words, profiling and judging. We do it all the fucking time. I do it, you do it, we all fucking do it, you know? I'm just the one that can say it. If that word didn't fucking exist, then we wouldn't have that. But since we do have the word, we do have it, you know? What other group of people? Japanese people. Very few Japanese people I've ran into, but I love the Japanese culture. Especially for the whole fucking samurai culture shit. That's fucking crazy. You guys' porno is fucking wild with the tentacles and all that shit. That hentai. And I'm a big fan of the animated movies. One of my favorite movies is, I'm gonna butcher that shit, but it's I think it was made in 1965. Why can't I remember it? It was basically it means suicide in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. Like ritual suicide, like whatever the samurais did. Harakiri, 1965, black and white movie, fucking amazing fucking movie. Yeah, that culture is fascinating to me. I always wanted to visit Japan. Well, not Japan, but mainly Tokyo. and I'd love to like go mingle with some like yakuzas and shit and see what that life is about, you know. Yeah, that culture is like really intriguing to me, you know. There's something I like about it. I can't put my finger on it, but I dig it. But I don't know that many Japanese people, so I can't really say too much about Japanese people. I've known a lot of Mexicans as well, and there's different cultures in Mexico. You can be, you know. So ninth grade, I went to Garfield High School. Garfield High School is a school called, they made the movie called Stand and Deliver. That's Garfield High School. 3 kids died the day, that ninth grade year I went to that school. And they died on some gangbanging shit, you know? They didn't die like school massacre shit. So kids die in our school. For you outsiders, kids die in LA schools all the time. It just, they die at the hospital. So yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like they're even if they die, like they died on the way to or at the, you know. That's why you don't hear about that shit. But kids die in our schools all the time. So 3 kids died in my 9th grade year, and on 3 separate occasions. And one of the times, the dude shot and killed the dude in front of the school, and then he came and kicked it the next day, exactly where he shot the dude, in his dickies and his wife beater, and the police rolled up on him real fucking quick and took his ass away. So 9th grade, I went to Garfield High School. My dad's school was 99.8% Mexican. Okay? And it's the only place I've ever heard Mexicans refer to themselves as Chicanos. Not Mexicans, not Mexican Americans, they're Chicano. Don't get it fucking, I'm not Mexican, I'm Chicano, don't get it twisted, you know? But Mexicans in South Central, Hollywood, the Valley, fucking everywhere else, they're Mexican. Or they're paisas, right? Like, it's one or the other. Yeah. If you guys can explain that, I'd love to hear about it. And I've had tons and tons of Mexican friends. High school, there were so many riots against with Mexicans and stuff, but it was a high school thing. I don't think it was a race thing at all. Actually, I'll tell that story sometime. But some of my best friends were Mexican at the time, and it's funny. So some of them were like, "Hey, dog, should we go and catch them fools slipping?" I'm like, bro, no. They're high school kids, bro. We can't do that. No. I'll just go to school. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it, man. They're over there trying to, you know, like, oh man, they're older than me, you know. It's like, relax, bro. It's not that serious. It's just high school problems, you know. I've had friends from Guatemala. I had friends from, I had good family friends from Chile. Yeah, awesome family, very religious. To the Catholic crowd, I genuinely want you guys to explain to me Santeria and how it's inside integrated into the culture. And I know that I can't say the word for shit, but so there is a small handful of Mexicans that can speak. This isn't the name of the language, but Aztec. Okay, they speak Aztec all the way until today. That language is preserved with these people. And growing up, most Mexicans make fun of those kids that could speak that language because they're like, oh, you're not Mexican, you speak like this and you speak funny, and kids are just fucking mean, right? But as you guys get older, what do you guys think about that language and the group of people that still speak it, and how do you guys view them? I'm so curious to know that. I can't remember the name of the language for the life of me, but I call it Aztec because they're speaking Aztec shit, which I think is awesome. It's like some ancient language. And then what else should I talk about in terms of racism? I spoke about the politics. Does your politics make you racist? In America, now, you know what? The older I'm getting, Republicans are starting to make more sense. I'm gonna say it. Republicans are starting to make more sense, man. Somehow, the Democrats, there's a lot of weirdos, man. You guys have gone really far left field, and the people making the loudest noise are not essentially the best representatives of Democrats. So I'm starting to understand the Republican shit, Get your filthy hands off my Glock, my AR-15, my buttstock. Alright, don't tread on me. Fucking strap your boots and fucking take your ass to work. This country's not gonna build itself, right? Not like that. Take some responsibility upon yourself, and that responsibility will convert to a better you and a better life. So I can respect that. I get it. Like I told somebody, if California had the libertarian view and the constitutional view and the freedoms that Texas has, minus the strict shit on certain things, like how strict you guys are on drugs and stuff, but if we adopted some of that life, limb, and property shit that you guys have, man, I think California would be the best state, greatest state of the country. So right now it's a questionnaire and a coin toss. So, but if we adopted that shit, and for you people out there that don't know, your Second Amendment, the right to speak and protect yourself and all that shit, man, it's really important, dude. It's really important. There's a reason why you can't sue cops when they show up late for some shootout or some shit, because with the Second Amendment, you had the right to protect yourself, and the police officers are a secondary thing that we've created to help with that process. But the primary person to protect you is you. And we invented guns, and they're available legally and illegally. So, and guns are only for defensive purposes, people. I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be a missile launcher. Keep your finger off that fucking trigger. Defensive only, not offensive. Defensive. Alright? So, you have the right to protect, not make someone else protect themselves. Right? Because you have a right to fucking break the law too and deal with the consequences. Hey, but who am I to judge? Fucking no, don't break the law. I'm not advocating for that. Just stay within the borders, you know? There's more money to be made legally. It's safer. So, if you guys have a question, if you guys want answer some of these questions I have, if you guys would comment on it, that'd be fucking great. You guys are awesome. I hope